The OISD course that I attended was held in Bendigo, and it was for a 2-week duration with a week's break. And there was theory and practical theory. There were probably about 30 participants, and we were put in groups of about 3. My group was 3 team members, and we were assigned an individual who we could work with and closely with their families to put a proposal together at the end of the 2 weeks, and that was working very closely with the individual himself as well as his family in working together to find how he could have a better life than he has at the moment. He is somebody who attends a day service. He has a mild intellectual disability. He's somebody who should probably never have attended the day service. He is somebody who has many skills and many attributes and many things to offer. And the proposal that the team members and I put together are to work with the family to try and achieve some of the things that this individual would like to have in his life. We went to the course not knowing anything about the individual that we were going to be working with, and I guess the reason for that was because part of the education that we had was to work closely with him and his family, and that's about listening and finding what the person's goals and values are in his life, and to make them happen with the family, to think outside of the square and work together. Through the course, as we were putting the proposal together, we were critiqued by the presenters. We had 3 presenters. That was Michael Kendricks, Lorna Sullivan and Margaret Rogers. And as we were getting to know the individual, the team members and I would talk to the rest of the participants about our proposal. Critiquing would come from the presenters just to sort of dissect some of the things that we could improve within the proposal, and also things that we hadn't covered. The critiquing was very intense, very interesting as well, because it's really about having to think creatively about somebody, especially somebody that you don't know very well, and 2 weeks is a short time to get to know someone. Michael, Lorna and Margaret would give great suggestion. After the 2 weeks had finished and the proposal had been completed, the team members and I worked closely with the family to discuss the proposal, and that was one of the challenging things, is because we're talking with a family who have only ever known their son to be in institutions, and very clearly his identity has been defined by his disability, and working with a family to think bigger and to think optimally about the person and their lives was quite interesting and quite challenging, because they're not actually used to having conversations with people very often about the many positive possibilities that this person could have in their life. The personal impact that the course has made on me has been life-changing in the sense that it's really opened my thinking to the people that I support in wanting exactly the same things that I want in my life. However, I'm not defined with a disability, and it's been really exciting to be able to think that way about the people that I support, because it's opened a lot of doors to their opportunities and possibilities in their lives. The parts of the course that I enjoyed the most are Michael's teachings on the many domains that people have in their lives, which I regard as a big puzzle and lots of pieces to the puzzle, and each domain can rely on the other one for the person to have a better life. The domains are something that we all have in our lives, and it was good for me to have a look at my own and to see what's important to me in my life and how I achieve things, and to be able to put those into the context of the person with a disability and make them happen and discuss them with that person, to find out more deeply about the person's life and the complexities of the person's life, and how to improve on the domains that may be lacking or not addressed. I'm quite privileged in the sense that my experience has come from being a facilitator in a group environment, and having 5 years of that and being incredibly frustrated by it, because I could see that there were a lot of conflicts of interest amongst the group members. It's something that doesn't even really make sense to me anymore, is grouping people purely because the only common thread they have is the fact that they have a disability. And I'm lucky enough to now be working one-on-one with individuals outside of the community and working very closely with their families to find their interests and their values, and being a part of being able to expose them to better possibilities and better opportunities, and for the people to discover what they want in their lives. With my background and having worked in groups as well as with individuals, and having done tertiary education in the disability field, the course has actually really opened my eyes to doubting some of the things that I have learned in the past, and that is about segregating people, and it is about training people in contexts that don't make sense, and that's something that I would not want to be a part of anymore. I value greatly the learning that I have had now, because I see people in a different light, and that it's time for people to have more normal lives and more ordinary lives. And I'm really excited about the work that I do with people, because it is away from other people with disabilities. It is about themselves, their own lives, their own goals, their own dreams, their own needs and their own wants. Time and time again I have been able to see people in natural contexts and having valued roles in valued organisations, and the empowerment that they get from that is tremendous. And sometimes I actually almost feel as if I'm working with somebody that I'm still getting to know, because they are in natural environments and away from programs and away from structured. Working with Michael Kendricks and listening to his teaching is incredibly inspiring to me, and he has a very holistic attitude of what our lives are about, and there are so many things that we deny and deprive people with disabilities of, that we assume just happen on their own, and more than often they don't. And Michael is incredibly inspiring in the sense that it's just about human traits and people being human beings who we all have the same needs and wants to a certain degree. But the most powerful thing, I think, has been working with people to find valued roles and for them to be appreciated and to contribute to their own community instead of being hidden from them.